Welcome to Resi Control Training. This is going to be a series of videos for Grace Chapel to assist in the training of how to use the online dashboard for Resi Control. Resi is the system that we utilize to transport our broadcasts from our central campus in Lexington to multiple decoders at different venues that we have, as well as transporting to online venues such as YouTube and Facebook. This training will consist of a few different videos. You can go ahead and pick and choose the topic that you're most interested in and or needing to learn up on. We're going to get started here with encoders. So here we have an encoder in Lexington, currently stopped. As of this recording today, it was started. Here's your firmware version, and we're going to learn a little bit more and dive a little bit deeper into this encoder. So here under the encoder tab on the left hand side, you can see we can sort it out by names, profiles, event profiles, status, and actions. And we'll get more into the profiles section in a little bit. You can see here we have our main campus name, which is where we currently have an encoder. You can see what the current settings are for it. So we're currently ingesting a 1080 progressive 30 over 2 channels, taking up 8 megabits of bandwidth. We're utilizing the H.264 format for it, and we've got 2 channels of audio. From here, we can manually start our encoder. This is the easiest way if you are coming in on random days to do an upload to the cloud service or to manually stream and open up a encoder portal. As well, new ProPresenter 7 has the ability to integrate Resi and stream from it. So this was a test profile that was created, currently not in use as of this filming. So let's dive a little bit deeper into the details and configure this. So we can always change the encoder name. We can change the assigned profile to it. And we'll get a little bit deeper into profiles, but just know profiles are basically for the encoder, what kind of resolution you want to send, audio channels that you want to send, as well as video channels you want recorded up. And then again, event profiles, we'll get a little bit more into that in another video. But for now, we only have one Grace Chapel event standard profile. Other little details that you can look into. This is helpful for troubleshooting any issues that you may have, especially if you need to call support. This gives you all the information you need to know as far as temperature, IT settings. Currently we're sitting on the .12 network internally, which is used for our streaming within Grace. And you can see here, this is also important for troubleshooting, is making sure if there was ever an issue with the video quality, you can come into this section here and you'll be able to see the capture cards and what input they're detecting on them. This way you will know if your profile and the detected input are synced together. If they're out of sync, you'll probably get color bars or just gunk on the screen. And this is a good little troubleshooting piece here to look at for that issue. And again, you can always click in there as well to go back and configure things as needed. When we start an upload, when we click the start button, it will create what's called an event. So under the event tabs, we have encoder events, as you can see here. These events are created automatically as soon as you hit the start. Typically, if we have, it'll be called Sunday service for now, and can be changed as well through the actions here. You can also do a manual upload, selecting the profile name and also editing the event name, choosing the file for the upload. This creates as well another encoder event. However, do read the upload video documentation, as there are very specific requirements for your file. So the link here and a link here as well. They're redundant on their links. Under the encoder events, we can do a couple of different little actions. We can watch the current event. We can get details about the actual event. We can edit the event, such as name. We can also start a web event, which we will go into a little bit later discussing. These encoder events are automatically synced up when your decoder on a campus is in cloud mode. These will automatically appear on your decoder, and you can then play them from that point. Within the encoder events, you're able to watch the event, where you can set queues through the add queue. You're able to go to that queue, edit the queue with its slip position. You can share it, and it'll even tell you who actually created the queue. Also under encoder events, you're able to download, which currently it says is in a beta mode, but it is possible to download, and it does have stability with it. So that'll do it for encoder events. Now let's talk about encoder profiles. Encoder profiles are just what they sound. They're different profiles of different types of resolutions, as well as audio channel options and what video channels you want. So just a rough idea, the 1 and 2 at the beginning determines how many video channels you are streaming. So one channel will default to the left unless it's defined over here on the far right. Channel 1 is left input, channel 2 is right input. Then you have your resolution that you'll be streaming at. Note this, as it's very important that you match the incoming resolution with the profile. So if you were to do a 1080 progressive 30 and you had your profile set as 1080 interlaced 59, then you will have color bars. You will not receive a signal, as the encoder is looking for a different signal. This is deinterlacing the signal coming in. It will stream at a 3.5 megabit. It will be a HEVC format, 2 to 6 gigs is the card. It has 2 channels of audio coming in. We have a profile set up that can take up to 8 channels of audio. In total, this can take up 8 channels of stereo or 16 mono channels. You can add and create new profiles by clicking on this. Create your own custom text to identify it, and select the number of channels, your format, we're in America, NTSC, what input you're going to be sending it, what the output you want it to be, so you can actually convert it internally within this system. So if you want to send it in interlaced, you can then output a progressive signal. You can offset the channel, time, what codec you want to do. If you're just doing straight streaming to the campuses, HEVC is the best option. But if you do want a better quality online, H.264 is the better option. This is your bitrate per channel. Note it should not exceed 6. So at most you can do 12 bit rates, 12 megabits per second on your 2 channels. Hardware acceleration, recommend that stays on. Basically, that's what it does. Number of channels you want to send. Again, these are in stereo. And the bit rates per channel. Recommend 90 bit, 96 for higher, nicer quality audio. And then this will tell you, once you've selected everything, this is what your total bit rate will be. And this is your new profile. Other important things to note with the encoder: all audio is transported off of channel 1 of your encoder. So any incoming audio on channel 2's SDI line is ignored. So if you need to send 16 channels of audio, they all need to be merged onto channel 1. And that'll do it for the encoder side of this training. In the next video, we'll be talking about event profiles.